I want to talk about being successful on keto and then having others sabotage you. Yes, having people sabotage you who are close to you. I don't know if they realize that they are sabotaging you or not, but most of the time I figure that they know just about what they are doing. People can sabotage you in many different ways, and it may just be because they miss the attention that they were used to getting from you. You may have to try to adjust the things that you do to include them in, just to avoid sabotaging. Um, I'm trying to think of ways to include people in on what I'm doing, just so I don't feel like they are sabotaging me into being unsuccessful. Sometimes you can feel like that by the different foods that they bring into the house and that they leave out for you to see, or that they expose you to. You can also feel like that by different things that they know. If you have a certain routine and it seems like they try to keep you from that routine, they try to keep you from doing certain things. I would suggest that you try to have a talk with them, and if you're not getting anywhere with that, you have to remember that you really have to put yourself first, and you have to really try to help others to understand what you are trying to accomplish and how important it is to you. Um, I feel like I have sometimes been sabotaged. Um, there are times when I have to sit down and do things that other things come up that seem to be made to be more important than what I'm doing. Or if I eat at certain times, I'm unable to do that, and I may not be able to do it for 3 or 4 hours. And when you are on a schedule, sometimes it's very important to keep that schedule in order for you to stay on your routine and in order for you to be as successful as you want to. Um, just keep trying. Don't give up. I'm not going to give up. And like I said, I feel like I'm being sabotaged sometimes, and I know that I am. So I'm trying to find ways to include the people who I feel like are sabotaging me, include them more, in what I'm doing. Just trying to figure something out because I want to be successful. There was a time when I felt like they supported me really, really good, but it started to seem like that when I fell off that they were happy about it. When I gained a couple extra pounds, they were actually happy about that. And they try to keep me away from, working on my YouTube videos and different things, it seems like. Um, and so that discourages me sometimes. But I'm just determined. I'm so determined to reach my goals. This time I'm so close. Um, when you are sabotaged or you start feeling like that, you start, you may start eating more, and you may just start sabotaging yourself just because of things that are going on around you. But I'm saying stay focused. Stay focused as much as you can. And try to work through whatever you feel like the problems are, because it's well worth the journey, and it's well worth you staying on track and staying on your journey. Your health is worth that. Now, if you feel you're being sabotaged or someone close to you, I think it's easiest to just try to include them in on what you're doing. Um, Let them know how important it is for you to reach your goals, and how important it is for you to stay focused, and how important it is for you to stay on point, because you may need that, what I want to say, that guidance. You may need that schedule. You may need that routine. I need routine sometime. So according to what you need, let them know what you need, and let them know that sometimes you may just have to do what you need to do. It doesn't mean that you're, putting them down or anything like that. It just means that you need to stay on point in order to reach your goals. Okay? Try to include them in your videos. I remember when my grandbabies were staying with me. when they first came and I was making videos, I was like, oh, you all have to sit down. You can't run around in the videos. You can't. I didn't let them participate, but then I found out the easiest thing to do was just to include them in the videos, let them participate, just to be part of whatever I was doing, because they were part of my life. They're part of what's going on anyway, so include the people, if they're close to you, include them into participating. Maybe that will make everything better. I don't know, but it's worth trying. It's worth trying. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss with you the foods that I ate, my macros, and then let's just talk about it, okay? So yesterday was Sunday. It was an 18-hour fast with 2 meals and a high-protein keto day for me. And what I had was, I put here spaghetti, a half a bowl. But what I had was one of these little bitty clear bowls, a storage bowl. And it had about 3 bites of some spaghetti that I had left over from the day before. So I ate that, and then I added 2 pieces of protein-sparing modified fast cinnamon bread that I had made. And I made a personal pizza. When I said personal pizza, it was out of the protein-sparing modified fast bread. I had made hamburger buns, and I had let them overcook a little bit, but also they had flattened out. So I used that for pizza bread, and it tasted so good. I will post how I made the pizza in this here video, and it was everything for that meal was 6.2 carbs and 448 calories. For my dinner later on, before the day was over, I had keto chicken tenders, and I had 2 chicken tenders with some broccoli and cheese sauce. And for my chicken tenders, my dip was a teaspoon of sugar-free barbecue sauce, GHUs, and then some sugar-free ketchup, a teaspoon. And I mixed that together, and then I had sugar-free honey Dijon sauce, and I had a teaspoon of that. And that's what I dipped my chicken tenders in and had. It was very good. I also had about 8 ounces of Diet Pepsi. And later on, before I went to bed, I had made some keto chow in the refrigerator, strawberry. So I had some keto chow, and I just made it into some ice cream, and I shared that with my husband, Keto Kenny. And I had half a bowl, and I added about a tablespoon of pecans in that. It was very, very good. Now, that's one thing that I like about the keto chow, is that you can make it into ice cream. And the way that I made it, my that total meal was only something like 440 calories. And so when I split it, was only about 220 calories. And it was so good, so delicious, so good. Okay, so for the day, my protein was 102.7 grams. Fat was 65.6. That was a little high because I like to keep it at least under 50. Total carbs was 14.4. Calories, I had a total of 1,054 calories. And I did exercise. I lifted weights and did cardio for at least 20 minutes today. And I did that right here in my little gym area. But these are my numbers for today. I hope that you have some good meals. And tomorrow for me is going to be a protein-sparing modified fast day. I'll show you the foods that I ate, and I will go over my numbers with you. This is Keto Granny saying see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye. So this is my Carb Manager review. It shows how my macros look. I like the way it looks. That's why I like to look at it on the Carb Manager review. And it shows everything that I had for the whole day. my total calories, and then this is everything that I ate, with the breakdown again also. And this is a high protein keto day with 2 meals. And I also added in some exercise for about 20 or 25 minutes. And I did both cardio and weightlifting in my gym area. So it comes in handy. Here I had just a really small bowl of spaghetti that was left over in one of my little mini storage bowls. And I just wanted to count that. But I also made a personal pizza to go along with this. Here I have 2 pieces of my cinnamon protein sparing modified fasting bread. And it was delicious. I've got to make some more of this later on this week. Here are the buns that I was making, and I had kind of overcooked those, I thought, and they didn't come out as fluffy as I wanted. So I looked at them, I said, hey, I can use this for some pizza crust. Protein sparing modified fasting pizza crust, and on it I have everything but the bagel. And I'm going to use these ingredients: my organic marinara sauce, Mexican 4 cheese, pepperoni slices, and I'm just going to put this together on the protein sparing modified fasting buns here that, like I said, I decided to use them for pizza crust. And I'm just putting my organic marinara sauce on here. And I believe I used, it was 1/4 cup, and I just split it between both of these pizza crust here. To this, I'm going to add some pepperoni slices, and I added a serving. I believe I added like a total of 16, and just split it between the 2. Now, you can put whatever toppings that you want on your personal pizzas, but this tasted so good. This is something that I will add in quite a bit on my on my protein sparing modified fasting days. To this, after I added my pepperoni slices, I added some of the shredded cheese with this. And I wish I would have had some other toppings there. You can add like some sliced ham. Could have added a little bit of onion, peppers, just really whatever you want to add on your pizza, you can add it. But just remember that the more toppings that you add, the higher your calorie count or your carb count may be, depending on what you add on to your pizza. There I'm adding my cheese. Add as much cheese as you like. I added about a little over an ounce maybe, or at least an ounce to both together for the topping of the pizzas that I had. So one would be like the size of a personal pizza, and then one would be like a mini pizza. And I popped this in the oven on, I believe it was about 350 degrees for about 8 minutes. Somewhere around there. But just pop it in the oven long enough for your topping to melt. And it gets, looks like you want it to look. Okay, so my pizza is ready. I'm going to take it out of the oven and cut it up. And this is my finished pizza. One piece I think I cut into like 4 mini slices, and then the other one I cut in half. And then my husband, he tried some. He liked it, and then I ate the rest of the pizza, through this meal. And it was so good, and it wasn't that many calories or that many carbs at all. and it was so good and so delicious. I really, really enjoyed it. Yes, I did. Now, this next meal that I'm going to have, which is my keto chicken tenders, broccoli and cheese sauce, and my dipping sauce that I made. This meal was really good and delicious also. And this was my evening meal. You can see the broccoli, it was so good. The chicken strips, and I made the chicken strips using pork rinds and Parmesan cheese. Yes, I know some people, they don't eat pork, but if you're okay with pork, making these using the pork rinds with the Parmesan cheese, it made the chicken tenders taste so good. I mean, they were delicious. And then another thing that I also like about high protein keto, and then I like using what's known as the keto chow. And you can do so many things with this keto chow. And so this evening I made me some ice cream, some strawberry keto chow ice cream. And it tastes so good. It tastes so good. I even threw a tablespoon of pecans in there. This is something that you can have occasionally, or you can have it every night if you really want to, when you're doing protein sparing modified fast. And it is so good. Okay, so this is my keto chow ice cream, and this is the strawberry. It is so good. And I can eat this whole. My husband actually has a serving of this, or almost has half of this, and I have this much in my bowl, and I could have eaten the whole thing. It would have only been 400 calories. Can you believe that? 400 calories, and I believe like about 4 carbs. I have to make sure of that. But it's a delicious treat that you can have if you are doing keto chow. You can use the keto chow to make it into ice cream. You can make it into cakes. You can make it into a lot of other delicious dishes also. But I just wanted to share that with you, and as you can see, I put a few pecans in mine. So I guess I'm going to eat my ice cream before it melts. Anyway, this is my evening meal. Bye-bye.